Good afternoon, and thank you for listening in. This is Wendy Savage. I work for Patagonia for the Social and Environmental Responsibility Department. I am really sorry I can't be there in person, but I hope this presentation is interesting for you. I will be talking to you about three key initiatives that we've been working very hard on. The first one addresses people, then the other one addresses planet, and the other one addresses animal welfare. So, if my slides cooperate here. All right, so just a short agenda. The initiative we'll start with is the Sustainable Wool Initiative. We'll then talk about fair trade apparel. And lastly, I'll tell you a bit about our 100% traceable down insulation and how we got there. So Sustainable Wool, for this initiative, we have partnered with the Nature Conservancy and Obis 21 to create a new sustainable grazing protocol. This is specific for our merino wool production in the Patagonia region. And this initiative came about as we looked for more responsibly sourced merino wool and for a way to drive change in the grasslands of the Patagonia region. Our partnership has really helped us do just that. We now have a better product and have helped restore the health of an ecosystem and reinvigorate a worthy life, way of life for farmers and for animals. So we're really excited about this project. And some of the results so far through this partnership, we have reversed more than 100 years of overgrazing in 6 million hectares. That's 15 million acres of South America's Patagonia grasslands. So definitely progress with this initiative. The Grassland Regeneration and Sustainability Standard, that's a mouthful, but its initials are GRASS, GRASS Standard, is the protocol we are promoting through this partnership. And by following this protocol, ranchers are adopting methods to managing sheep herds so that their grazing activity and movement patterns help to build the soil, transport the seeds, and deepen the roots of the plants. And all of this helps reverse the desertification of the grasslands. And here in this picture, you can see side by side land from the same ecoregion with similar potential. On the left is the degraded land with negative indicators, and on the right is a healthy land with positive indicators, so big contrast there. But beyond addressing environmental impacts, this initiative covers areas that other current certifications don't really address, for instance, traceability. And here in this map, you can see how we have been able to map every single supplier participant in the production of wool. And so this certification to GRASS, the GRASS standard, starts actually at the sheep farm. So really, traceability is a key component in order to identify all of the farms in our supply chain. And in addition, Obis 21 uses a certification system which allows the wool to be traced all the way back to the grower. Without this traceability piece, it will be really impossible to implement and certify the required standards at each level of the supply chain. So we're really, really happy with this partnership with Obis 21 and the Nature Conservancy, and we're going to continue promoting the GRASS and Obis 21 certification systems as we move forward in sourcing wool sustainably. And I know you guys may have a lot of questions about sustainable wool, but you know, I hope you can send me those questions, and we'll have a chance to give you more information about this this project beyond what this presentation gives you. Okay, so switching gears now. I know I only have 15 minutes, so I'll try to move forward. The next initiative we'll be talking about has to do with what we do for workers. So the workers making our products in our supply chain. I think you may be aware of our current system and program for social compliance, which addresses human rights, labor law, health and safety, and other related aspects. We are a member of the Fair Labor Organization, so we've been working for many years in social responsibility. But in 2012, we started working with a new initiative, Fair Trade, because we're looking for ways to improve the wages at the factory level and getting the workers closer to a living wage. And so through Fair Trade, we're able to do that. And this news was huge in the Corporate Social Responsibility Award, because Patagonia was one of the first brands of our size to offer fair trade apparel. So what is fair trade actually? And we know you probably heard fair trade food, fair trade coffee, but in this case, this is fair trade at the factory level. It helps, a program that helps to alleviate poverty within the supply chain for the workers at the factory level. It ensures that factory pay not only a minimum wage, but an actual living wage. And getting factories to pay a living wage has been, and it still is, one of the biggest challenges for brands. You know, as you know, while minimum wages can be enforced by local laws, living wages are not. And it is the factory's decision to pay more than a minimum wage or not. So, you know, most workers around the world nowadays earn less than $1 per hour. So through fair trade, we as a brand are able to directly affect the workers' earnings and improve their lives. So let me show you a little bit of how this works. Excuse me. It's fairly simple, actually. Well, it looks simple. It's a lot of work behind the scenes, but Patagonia pays money directly to the workers into a bank account that they control, that the workers controls. The factory doesn't have anything to do there. And then the workers collectively decide how they want to use the money. Do they want to build a school? Maybe they want to pay it out as a bonus, and increase directly their earnings. Or maybe they want to set up a scholarship fund. However they decide to do it, they as collectively look for the best ways to use those funds. And the interesting thing is that the funds don't only go to the workers making Patagonia products. They actually go to the workers for the whole factory. So it is really interesting how this system works and how it benefits all the workers at the factory that has been fair trade certified. So the interesting thing too is that the more fair trade certified brands that the factories have, the more money there is on the workers' accounts, of course. This here you can see some of our fair trade apparel lines. We tripled actually the number of styles in spring 15 and expanded to include fair trade certified cotton as well, not only apparel at the factory level. We're looking to greatly expand other product lines in countries like China, Vietnam, the US, maybe Mexico. Right now our fair trade factory is in India, and we like the fact that, just like with organic cotton materials, when a customer buys an organic cotton garment, they know that their garment was made respecting the environment. And so when a customer buys a fair trade garment, now they'll know that the workers who helped make that garment are earning closer to a living wage, not only a minimum wage. So that is, what keeps us moving forward in this journey, being able to help those workers rise out of poverty, and letting our customers know that their dollars are actually going to a worthy cause. In this last part of our presentation, I'll talk to you a little bit about animal welfare and how we've done this through our 100% Traceable Down initiative. In 2013, we announced our move to 100% Traceable Down. And what this means is that we only use down that does not come from birds that have been force-fed or live-plucked. We have this sounds really easy, right? But there's a lot of work that's being done, and I'll talk to you a little bit about our journey. But we have a certification partner. Their name is NSF. They're a global certification body with extensive knowledge on traceability and animal welfare, and they're going to help us actually to bring this standard, bring the standard obviously to a certification level, but for other brands to be able to use it as well. So we're really excited about this partnership. And just as far as our journey, here's a timeline. I won't go into details on this slide, but I just wanted to show you a bit of what it took to get us to 100% Traceable Down. It was 7 years of hard work. We learned a lot from the animal welfare organizations that originally campaigned against our practices, and we work with several experts in the industry to create a robust standard that will give full assurance to our customers. And I'm happy to say that starting fall 14, all of our down products worldwide will be non-force-fed and non-live-plucked from a fully verified supply chain. And this is a major milestone for Patagonia. So it's going to be cool. You guys are going to see the labels in the products, and it will say Traceable Down, denoting non-force feeding and non-live plucking. A bit about what the standard covers and our principles. The standard covers the whole supply chain from the parent bird farm all the way to the apparel factory. And the reason why this is important is because at the parent farm, there's the highest risk for live plucking because the birds there live longer, so 4 years, as opposed to 12 to 14 weeks where they live in the racing farms. So right before they go to be slaughtered. And at the racing farms, there's the highest risk for force feeding. And so we make sure that we include the full supply chain to see all these animal welfare issues. And actually, animal welfare is one of the first principles of our standard. Not only force feeding and live plucking is prohibited, but we also look at other animal welfare principles. We also look at traceability to ensure that we know exactly where our down goes through the processing. And the last one is segregation. So I'll talk to you a little bit more on the next slide, but it helps us to ensure that the down does not mix along the way. So think of all the stages the down goes through, and it can cross countries and continents. So we have to make sure that the final down in our products is the one that we actually verified at the farms. And all of this is under the education umbrella because for us to have these requirements for our suppliers, we have to make sure that there's a true change of hearts and minds here, that they understand what animal welfare means. And you understand that animal welfare varies. The understanding of it varies from country to country. And so we have to make sure that all of our suppliers, no matter where they are, understand our philosophy and why it's important to address animal welfare issues. So the down in our products is only 100% traceable down. There's no mixing, and in order for the prevention of mixing to happen, we have to have segregation at the center of our standard. And segregation helps us ensure that the factories and all of the processing facilities have systems in place to ensure that our down, the Patagonia down, will not be mixed with the down from other brands that may not have been fully verified, non-for-sale, non-life block. So this is very, very important, and we have to go through these lengths so that we can confidently claim that the down in our jackets is non-for-sale and non-life block. This right here is just, in a nutshell, some of the things that we consider important to have a 100% traceable down supply chain, fully mapped supply chain, knowing where the products come from. Supplier education is key. Parent farm to factory, having zero tolerance for non-for-sale, non-life block, not allowing mixed down. And this last one, the pre-sourcing audits, is very important. I mean, not only for down suppliers, but for any of our suppliers, we have a what's called a fourfold approach, where we evaluate suppliers looking at 4 areas: business quality, social, environmental, and animal welfare responsibility. And so if the supplier does not meet any of those standards, all of the different parties have equal veto power, and we can say no to a supplier that does not meet our standards before they come into the supply chain. So that is very key. And then, of course, the last part is having the independent third-party verification or certification to go with your standard. And at the end of the day, well, just to end this presentation, when we embark on this crazy initiatives like the ones I've talked about today, we always look back at when we first moved our full supply chain to organic cotton back in 1996. People thought we were crazy. We're a crazy brand, that there was not enough organic cotton in the world for us to be able to do that. Some other people said customers will not pay you for better practices. And, fast forward to now, I mean, you can see that organic cotton is now a norm. It's accepted, it's sought after by customers, and so we strongly believe that this is the case for sustainable wool, for fair trade, for traceable down, for any responsible practices that brands implement. By all means, we're not a perfect brand by any means, but we always try to look and learn from our mistakes and grow into a more responsible business every day. And I'm really proud to be part of the team that's paving the way for more responsible sourcing practices. And I thank you for listening today, and